Tide's way out today. Full moon in a couple of days. No surprise. Today, in this little chat, I just wanted to talk about perception. Because your thoughts, words, and beliefs create your reality. You are absolutely 100% in control. No one is doing anything to you. You are simply a spirit in a meat suit having a human experience. You've been here hundreds of times. Even though I've never actually read the Bible, read the Quran, and I've read parts of the Bible. You don't even know what's true in the Bible. It's been changed so many times. But one thing it does say, the most common phrase, and it's over 300 times, is do not be afraid. Fear, false evidence appearing real. People build things up in their mind, these great big fears. And like most fears, as you get older, they're like tissue paper, and you'll walk through them and you realise there was no big worry in the first place. You know, you just built it all up out of, and what is it? You've beat molehill into a mountain is what you've done. But if you're not up to opening and reviewing your life beliefs and receptions, and you don't think you're in control, you just get bumped around by social consciousness. And it really was surprising to me when the pandemic happened, and how quickly people wanted to jump. Yes, no, that's not Australia's history. I'm only virgin on 800 full moons, you know. I'm only a couple of generations removed. Grandfathers, you know, shot up twice. World War II, both sides of the family, man. We just got blood on the boots. England, we're born, England was full of history in America, and now you just look at this circus, and it proves one thing: it's not real, especially at the moment. It's not real. But people don't care. Went to Australia for my last Cup week, and the amount of people who think it's back to business as usual after they tried a genocide. They didn't try, they actually did. Australia's death rate's up 20%. Most other Western countries are up the same. But it's got to be about your word, man. You've got to be able to review things, you know. I can argue with you that is the world round. I can give you some arguments for that. I can give you some arguments why it's flat, why it's toroidal. I can tell you how the tides work in both ways. It doesn't really matter whether it's round or... Well, it does to a degree, because if it is flat, then there is a creator, and if there is a firmament. And Operation Paperclip and Operation Fishbowl seem to suggest that. Admiral Byrd's testimonies of what was beyond the ice wall, videos that we all saw as kids, that no longer seem to exist. But you've got to be open to reviewing those. You've got to review everything about yourself on a regular basis, yearly, daily, monthly, because you're allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to grow. You're allowed to change. And if you're living by the old ways of what you believe life to be, you're always unlucky, and it's birth, wife, taxes, death, and you've got a really glass half empty view of the world, you can have a half glass empty sort of life, man. God's amazing. And once you learn to understand that the World Economic Forum, there's a lot of smart men there, and how they're going about it, you don't agree. But the pure fact that they say you'll own nothing and you'll be happy, it's the biggest truth going around. You read a lot of biographies of millionaires and billionaires. They don't own anything. Why would you own a house and have all the costs and taxes and repairs and everything when you can just rent, stay there for 12 months and walk away? Oh, rent's wasted money. Well, what's interest? People are putting off living to some future point when they don't even know if their body's going to be capable of doing it. And the whole COVID thing, it just forced my hand. I was ready to, maybe another 5 years before I looked at retirement. But, it was either, comply or let's not going to happen. Fuck them. Fuck the government. Really. Got nothing. And that's all going to change soon. Australia's got some huge changes coming, man. But just be careful about your perceptions of what's real, you know? Do you really believe that you're just a random being spinning through fucking space on a rock? Come on now. Come on now. You can do anything, be anything you want to do. It's only your brain that's stopping you from doing it. And this mystical thing of what will people think? People don't care. They say they do. As soon as you get anywhere, they'll pull you back down, because if you grow, then they can recognise that they're not growing. So the best way for people to keep others is to pull them back down. So, if you start the journey, you're going to lose friends, you're going to do whatever, but you've got to be true to yourself. Find your craft. Get paid for who you are. Really live. Let God be your money. See how much faith you've got then, when it's what you do that puts the bread on the table. There's nothing like it. I've been doing it for 25 years. Something my pop said. I'd rather earn $1 working for myself than $2 working for somebody else. Anyway, be impeccable with your speech. I love you all. Peace.